All right. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully everything's going to work out okay. Says we got an excellent connection. Good deal. Make sure that view is okay. That's going to work. Let's get into it. So interestingly enough, this is my second attempt at doing a live stream as of late. I was going to do one the other night, and I kind of like chickened out. Yeah. And I almost did that tonight too. And I don't like that. I was definitely not feeling it the other night, and that sucked. And I am feeling it tonight, but I was getting like a little anxious, and I don't know what that was about. But anyways, here we are, folks. And I've titled this live show Live Instead. And what I mean by that is I got a freaking bunch of video that I filmed today that I wanted to be able to share with you guys, but I don't feel like fucking editing it. I really don't. I just got done putting together a beast video for After Prison Show today. It is a pretty good one. I'm very happy with the way that video turned out. I'm still waiting on that to get uploaded right this second. Hopefully I'll be able to share that video as soon as I get done with this live stream. And again, the title of this, Live Instead, well, fuck it. We'll just talk about everything. And boy, do I got some things to share with y'all. Holy shit. It's going to be a good one. We may get a chance to do a reaction to a house that I just went and looked at today. That should be able to be done. I think I got that uploaded to my Google Drive. So we should be able to do that. I can tell you about it at least. And tell you about a lot of other things as well. I've got some huge news. I do have some huge news. Shout out to everybody up in here right now. Average watch time is literally 1 second. I think the thing is just trying to get caught up. Shout out to everybody up in here. Josh Morgan, what's going on with you? What up, Big Daddy? How you doing? I'm doing all right. Hope you're doing well as well. Johnny, what's going on with you? Noah, what's going on? Edward French, shout out to you. The Krabby Hermit. God, that was so dyslexic right there. Shout out to you. You're the first comment. You were first. Sergeant, what's going on with you? Inked, I see you right there. Rhonda, long time. Thank you for the support. Red Eye, same to you as well. Trey, what's going on with you? I see you right there. Robbie, what's going on with you? 360, what's going on? One Bad Challenger. Are you talking about the car? What's going on, man? Shout out to everybody up in here, man. Maya, what's going on? Yeah, man. What a weekend to start with. But we'll start with some trivial shit. Let's start with some trivial shit. I should have bet yesterday. I didn't. Oh, God, I should have bet. I was going to bet, and I didn't do it. I was going to bet on the Pro Bowl. If you guys watch football, if you don't, I'll bore you for 5 or 10 minutes. Let me just get this up off of my chest. The Pro Bowl was very shockingly different this year, but you could bet it. FanDuel would let you bet it. I was going to bet the NFC to win. Now, of course, the AFC won. They've won the last 5 years. But the point spread in game was the NFC was getting 10.5 points. That was a lock no matter what. I should have taken it. I didn't take it. But how were they going to let you bet on that joint when they was playing flag football out there? That was crazy. Henley, what's going on? Joe, keep making videos. Love the flip house videos and the landscape videos. Glad you're enjoying them. And definitely got plenty of flip to be talking about on this live stream. So we're going to be getting into that in just a little bit. But thank you. Thank you for the support. It's always that shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? I was like, damn, I should have bet this joint. They lost. The NFC lost by 5 points, 6 points like that. That 10.5 was good. But here's what I'm going to share with you. Let me pull something up real quick. So I'm getting ready to bet on the Super Bowl. I'm getting ready to bet on this, right? Okay, so hear me out now. Right now, the Rams are favored by 4 points. That means they've got to win by 5, right? Hey, Sergeant Inglis, thank you very much for that. But the money line, I love Cincinnati to win the Super Bowl. They are the underdogs. The Rams are favored by 4. The Rams are at home. They're at their home stadium. The money line is plus 170 for Cincinnati. If I put $500 on that and Cincinnati wins, that's a $1,300 return, $1,350. Now, that's a pretty risky bet. $500. What if they don't win? They have to win. There's no point spreads. They just got to win the game, which I think that they will. I truly think that they will. I think it's Joe Burrows and Jamar Chase. They're going to win this Super Bowl. That's my prediction. $500 for a $1,300 return, right? Sounds crazy? It's not crazy enough. Because, folks, if I put $5,000 on it, it's a $13,500 return. Now, I don't got it. There's no flex about that at all. If I had it, yeah, I might consider it. I mean, shit, I lost 30 grand in Filecoin. What's 5,000? For a $13,500 come up? That's crazy. Susan, very special shout out to you. Thank you very much for that. Jake, what's going on with you? What's good, Joe? Glad to see you still got the Bobo sign I made in the background. Did you make that, Jake? Shout out to you, brother. Yeah, that joint going to stay there for life. Signs of the times before. Jake, shout out to you. Thank you, man. Thanks for coming through, checking me out, still checking me out. So many people are no longer with me. But I'm only talking this crazy football shit because it's just wild to think about, right? You think $5,000 is a risky bet? Have you ever heard? There's an old man. His name is Mattress Mac. He bets millions of dollars on Super Bowls, on World Series. Mattress Mac has bet $4.5 million on the Bengals to win. I don't know shit about Mattress Mac, but I know something about Joe Burrows. Joe Burrows going to win that joint. So I'm going to put the 500 on it. I can't really afford to lose that neither. But you know what? It's better than the $5,000. So there's that. Donnie says, did that guy reach out to you on Twitter about the flight simulator? Somebody tagged me in something about a flight simulator. I guess somebody was looking for a flight simulator video. They tagged me saying that I could make. I'm not good at flight simulator, but if that's what you're talking about, I did see that. Anyways, enough football talk. We're done. That was all that's all I had right there. Sci-Fi, what's going on with you? Been watching for over 2 years. Love what you do with APS and the flips. Keep it up, bud. You're an inspiration for us all. Keep helping peeps just getting out. God, have I gotten away from that? This video is still not good. I got a video coming for After Prison Show. As soon as this gets done, hopefully you'll get a kick out of that. But Sci-Fi Nation, shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much for those kind words. And absolutely, helping people, maybe we'll get back to that at some point. It's not on the radar right this second. Just got to be honest. Brian Rainey, I see you right there. Jessica Spencer, what's going on with you? Shout out to you as well. Griff, what's going on with you? What up, Joe? Love from Iowa. Shout out to you with that landscape, man. I see you right there. Matt Sproul, I see you. Do you like FanDuel or DraftKings? I like whichever one that I use, and I don't even know which one it is. I think it's DraftKings. I like DraftKings. When you win, you can get your money pretty quickly, and I like that. I don't like playing no games with the money. But anyways, enough about all of that. Let's go ahead and move on. Oh, Sci-Fi Nation, you reminded me of this. Folks, breaking news. You're going to hear it here first. I have infiltrated the random stranger visits again. I haven't set much up other than I've got me an alias profile. No fucking bullshit. When I do this again, wait till you see what my username is. It is an absolute poor taste right this second, given so much controversy surrounding this name. I literally just picked this name out of thin air. And then all of a sudden, this controversy just keeps surrounding this fucking name. Crazy. But literally, I create this fraudulent account so I can do the random stranger visits again. It asked me for my address. I literally put 123 Sesame Street. That's what I put. So I've got a new account. I'm going to get me a prepaid card so I can get some money on that account. And then we're going to run that thing until we get banned again. And when we get banned again, guess what we're going to do? We're going to create another account. Because that's what I'm realizing. It's not very hard to do. So we'll be back doing that. That's going to be coming probably next week sometime. Hopefully I'll get a chance to toy with that idea a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and move on, folks. I've also got some other breaking news right this second, folks. It literally just happened, I don't know, a couple of hours. No, it's not Brand. It's Joe Rogan. Fuck it, I'll tell you. Joe Rogan. Like, I wasn't even thinking about it. It was like, I was going to put Joe Blow, Joe Snow, and then I was like, damn, I don't want it to sound too crazy. And I fucked around and made it Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan? Like, for real? I don't know what I was thinking. I know there's a lot of people who like that guy. I know there's a lot of professional musicians who don't like that guy. And I know that he just got a $100 million offer from Rumble saying, fuck Spotify, come on over. Did you see that? They offered that man $100 million for a podcast? Gosh almighty. That man doing things. Rowdy, what's going on with you? I see you right there with your comments right there. Shout out to that. Vote Joe for president. Is that what it says? I thought it said vote Jobs for president. Probably mean the same thing. But anyways. Yeah, I made it Joe Rogan. So anytime a rando sees that, they're going to be like, oh shit, hey, Joe Rogan I told you what I was doing out there in the streets. Joe Rogan trying to get with me. Yeah, I like Joe Rogan too. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't. It was just, but there is a lot of controversy surrounding that man's name right now. Chubba says it should have been Joe Mama. Yeah, it could have been that as well. All right, folks, breaking news. It literally happened earlier today. I was driving through a torrential downpour, and I got the text message. I could not have been any more ill-prepared than I was when I received the text message and said, we're cleared to close. We appraised at value. Can you believe that? The appraisal came in at listing price. How fucking awesome is that? That is badass. From a guy who supposedly didn't like flippers, who went into this situation looking for, something to say, which he got every right to do. That's his job. Who, it was reported to me, was surprised by the quality of the work in the house and mentioned the fact that we really technically only have a one bedroom. He appraised us at our listing price. Nothing below it. And, man, that is freaking awesome. Freaking awesome, man. Had no idea, whether that was going to fly or not. It was not too ambitious of a number. We had comparables to match our price. There was houses listed for even higher than our 3.2. But there's houses listed for a lot lower, too. So when I tell you, the reason why I'm so proud of this is because I did all of this work. Damon and I did all of this work. So much work. That I never even shared. I never shared it. All them subfloor repairs I had to do, all that joist work I had to replace underneath that house. I've got a video, the true story about Flip 3, the things that I never told you because I didn't want the trolls to go run to the city and try to get me in permit trouble, right? I mean, let's just call it what it is at this point. But now it doesn't fucking matter because we're signed off on everything, 3 different inspections on that property. And to be honest, I learned so much from Flip 3. Legitimately, I can go pull all of my own permits so long as it's not major electrical and major HVAC. I can pull anything that I want to pull. So that's a good thing. I don't, there's a video that's going to be coming, all of the work that I had to do that I could never tell you about. And it should have, It should have been like so evident because we were cleaning for like 2 months in there. Mind you, the time that we were cleaning, there were no floors in the living room at all. All the floors were up to the joist. I had to replace 5, 6 joists in the living room, 2 joists in the other room, 2 or 3 joists in the kitchen. Had the dining room pulled all the way the fuck up. But the good thing about pulling the floor up is you can get down there, you can clean the crawl, you can access the crawl a lot easier, get that vapor barrier down. So when they said that we didn't have any vapor barrier during that inspection, or no, they didn't say we didn't have it. They said install vapor barrier. I was like, shit, what you don't know. We did that. Oh, we did that. Damn, we did that. Built that house from the ground up, from the vapor barrier up. Had to. I had to see what was going on down there in that crawl. And unlucky for me, when we went to start tearing up that old LVP flooring that they had in the house, I fell through the floor like 5 times. So I said, we got to tear this floor up till it doesn't collapse anymore. And turns out, in the living room, that was the entire floor. So, pretty wild. Pretty wild. Did a lot of work in that house. And here's the kicker. When the city came to shut me down the first time, they saw that shit. They saw all that brand new subfloor down. So when I went down to the city to get the permits, the man told me straight up. He said, yeah, Joe, you know, the only thing you need the permit for is for the windows and the doors. And I said, okay, cool deal. He was like, yeah, I even asked the head dude about the subfloor. And I was like, damn, they saw that. Knowing that they would definitely see that. And it wasn't that I was trying to get away with it. Maybe I was. It wasn't like I knew. It wasn't like I wasn't doing it. I just thought they would really, I don't know, make a big deal about it. But I went through 3 inspections and it's all good. And we appraised at value and she's done. She is done. Yeah. So there was that. What else did I have to do in there? God, I had to do a lot. Had to replace all sorts of fucking duct line on that HVAC system. Did all that myself. Yeah. What else I have to do? Played with a fair amount of electrical. Whew, God. Played with a fair amount of electrical. Learned a lot about electrical. I surely did. I do. Jessica Spencer said we need a blooper video. You falling through the floor. I'm pulling up the flooring, and as I'm pulling up not the actual subfloor, the LVP flooring. This is what pissed me off. This LVP flooring looked like it had just been done. Like, you know, it was relatively new LVP flooring. And these people who had this house prior to me, or whoever installed this flooring, floored right over top of floors that could barely withstand anything. So you want to talk about putting a fucking Band-Aid on something. Yeah, they really did a shit job with that. But we got it all squared away. That bitch is brand new to a certain degree, everywhere that it needed to be. And yeah, that was a lot of work right there. Damn, that was a lot of work. That was the first month I was in there. And there were some days when I was doing that shit by myself. 2x10 by 12 foot fucking stringers in that bitch by myself. Hanging them bitches up under the house. So when I tell you I'm super proud of all that work that was done up in there, God bless it, I'm so proud of that. And then to know what we did for that neighborhood, I was talking with the neighbor yesterday, and I said, I just jacked the value of this neighborhood up. This was before I had the actual confirmation on the appraisal, but when I knew that the appraisal at least went well for whatever that was worth. It still could have came in a little bit low, but I said, yeah, man, I feel good knowing that I, single-handedly, with the help of Damon, boosted the value of this neighborhood. Fishing Up a Storm says lipstick on a pig. That's what it was. That's damn sure what it was. Joseph Cox says, what happened with you and the contractor's license you were trying for? I just ain't had time. Well, I got time now. I need to take the test and then apply, and I can become, at the very least, Really, all I got to do is take the test and apply, and I could be a Class C, a bottom-feeding Class C, $10,000 a job, I think. Or, yeah, it's $10,000 a job. And that's with nothing else at all. To become a B, you got to take one other test, and you got to have somebody vouch for you, which I've got 3 people who will vouch for me. And then to become a Class A, you got to take all 3 tests. The third test is really a money test. And you also have to have somebody vouch for you as well. And you also have to have a net worth of $50,000. So I'm going to get the contractor's license. I want the contractor's license. That's going to bring me to another story that I want to share with you guys. And maybe we're going to do a reaction video as well. Rusty, shout out to you. Thank you for them kind words right there. Blippy, shout out to you. Learning the hard way. You better bet it. HVACs are your downfall, Joe. Whew, sometimes they are. German name, Gel, Jean Gel, word Jean Gel. I know I'm mispronouncing that. It says, does Joe still smoke? I don't smoke. I haven't smoked since, God bless it, I don't know. It's been longer than a year. Might even be a year and a half at this point. I ain't gonna lie to you though. Whew, I am not gonna lie. Some days I want to. But I haven't. I haven't had one slip up. But I've wanted to. When I slipped up the last time and went back to smoking, I was so, about to say strung out. I was so high strung. I kept thinking to myself, see, this is what happened when I quit smoking. I became so high strung. So I was like, man, fuck, I'm going to start smoking again. So I started smoking again, which I hated. It took me like a whole day of like a headache and feeling like shit, smoking like 8 cigarettes, trying to get back into it. And then I thought about it after the fact. I was like, damn, why did I just do this? But here I am, addicted to the nicotine again. Back then, I mean. And so now every time that I get the little urge, the little inkling, thinking, man, I want to smoke just one. Just one. I remember that and say, fuck it. It didn't help me then. Ain't going to help me now. Ain't going to help me now. Tammy, what's going on with you? Oh, well, sorry you didn't get the notification, but glad to have you here. Teal Times, what's going on with you, man? Vaping is the only thing keeping me off smoking. I don't even do that. There's a guy that vapes that I know, just met him. And even though he's not smoking, like whenever he does vape, and I'm like after he's done vaping and he comes back around me, he smells like fucking vape. It's kind of nasty. Kind of nasty. All right, I want to share a story with you guys. Lloyd, very special shout out to you, man. Sorry to hear that you're watching from the hospital. I hope all is well. But long time support, Nibby. Same to you as well. Long time support. Thank you guys so much. Share a story. Story time. I met a guy this past weekend who knew me from the videos. Local guy. Boy, he was ecstatic to meet me for whatever reason, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm not Tom Hanks of the internet anymore. I'm not. I'm just a random stranger, basically. But the guy was super excited to meet me. He knew a lot about After Prison Show. Like, I could tell he definitely rocked with the videos. Didn't know much about me doing the flips, interestingly enough. And turns out this guy's a real estate agent. Not only is he a real estate agent, he's a little bit of everything. He's involved with investors and flippers and all sorts of just wild shit. But he's a real estate agent. So we get to talking, and I said, hey, look, I don't know if you know or not, but I flip houses, and I just got done with my 3rd house, so I'm looking for my 4th. Plus, I got a buddy of mine who's looking for some houses as well. So, you got any houses? So he tells me about this one house, and I don't know much about it. We, would talk for the remainder of the time that we were talking, and, he would tell me some wild stories about some people that he knows in this area. One of which being a guy nicknamed Mexican Tony. Now, when I tell you this guy has some pretty interesting connections. Well, he certainly does. And it's definitely somebody that I wouldn't mind networking with at the very least. Everybody that he deals with seems to be a pretty powerful player in real estate, one way or another, whether we're talking commercial. Folks, we've got the Ozarks coming right here, kind of. We've got our casino that they're building right here in the heart of fucking Portsmouth. And when I tell you that it's not like the greatest location, well, it's not. Matter of fact, the gas station right around the corner from the damn casino construction site just got robbed at 2 a.m. this morning. I saw that on the news. It's a shithole where they're building this casino at. But they're building this thing. Not only is it a casino, it's a hotel, it's a movie theater. They're building a whole fucking empire over here. And that's going to do a couple of things. It's probably going to boost, revenue for the city, tax income for sure, tax money coming into the city for sure. It's going to do some things. So, this guy's telling me about some people who's got interested in commercial property, like commercial property near where this casino is going is really gaining value at a quick pace. So he's telling me about that, telling me about some connections he has to a local official. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty interesting stuff. And then he tells me about Mexican Tony. Maya says, just finished Ozarks, and it was great. Damn right it was. I heard that there's a second part coming out, like sometime soon. I don't know how true that is. But, yo, that Ozarks shit, that's what it is. Let me tell you all about Mexican Tony, right? So he tells me about this guy. He's Mexican. Can you believe it, right? So this is a guy who came over here from Mexico and got legit real quick. Got, legal citizenship, whatever, however that happened for him, like whether he's been here his whole life. I don't know shit about the guy other than he's absolutely legit. Class A contractor, Mexican Tony. Supposedly, this guy's got the entire, Hispanic workforce at his disposal to a certain degree, right? And all this guy deals in is cash. Straight cash, homie. So this guy that I met was telling me about pictures, every time he sees the guy's showing him all sorts of pictures of just wild ass shit. Like he was looking at a truck, I guess a couple of months ago. And it was a $70,000 truck. What I was talking about getting, I was posting some pictures of some new trucks. I said I wanted to get a new vehicle. So he said that he was looking at a brand new truck and they were trying to charge him $70,000 for the truck. And he said, you know what? Fuck you and that truck. How about I just go buy 5 of them joints brand new? And supposedly he bought 5 and he got a decent little discount buying 5. So there was that story. And, like I said, dude deals with just straight cash. I shared this guy in particular with you because today I would end up looking at a house. Now, this house was the house that this new guy had for me to check out. And I'm very, very interested in this house. Matter of fact, I got a video, and we're probably about to do a little reaction to it. I got to make sure that I can get the video. I should be able to get the video. The fucked up thing is I don't have... I know we can watch the video. We can watch the video, right? Yeah, we can. There we go. Go to preview and then hit the pause right there, Joe. Hit the pause right there. Good deal. So we can watch the video. I got it right there. Perfect. Southern Wales, I see you right there. South Wales, Jordan, what's going on with you? Mayor of Kingston is great. I started watching that. I didn't get too far with that. But I definitely like the people that's in that show, so I definitely want to check that out. Ross, what's going on? Which I see you right there. Bull, what's going on? Shout out to Canada. I see you right there. And somebody said over 300 people watching. Hey, man, shout out to it. So we go look at this house today. I'm very interested in this house. And I get a video over there looking at this house. Now, before I go into any further logistics about this, the guy had also told me, he said, hey, I'm supposed to show the house to Mexican Tony. He was like, but you can come check it out too. And I'm like, hey, I don't want to cut no nuts, but yeah, I'll check it out. So I'm over there, I check it out. And then the dude shows up. Mexican Tony shows up. And you want to talk about the motherfucking man. Boy, if this dude ain't a walking dollar sign, is what this dude is. He shows up and he brings two of his constituents with him, right? Two Hispanic guys, young guys. And these ain't no construction workers, right? These are your Javiers from the Ozarks, basically. The young nephews who went to college for business. He brings two of these guys over. One of which being supposedly some sort of a structural engineer. And the other guy being basically like his accountant. And I'm like, damn, I don't even got a fucking... I'm me and Damon is basically the extent of Joe Does Stuff. This guy's got like supposedly a workforce of like 200 dudes at his disposal, all phases of construction. And you want to talk about being able to get the job done for next to nothing? You better bet your ass Mexican Tony can make that happen. Now, is he going to, when he charges me, he's going to charge me, right? So I get a chance to meet this guy. And, touch him 2 times, Tony, Keith. Kind of like that, right? Kind of like that. So I see this guy, and he comes in. He's very leery of me at first. I'm like, hey, look, I'm just a fucking peon house flipper. That's who I am. So he's looking around, and by this point, I would discover a trap door. We'll get to the trap door in a little bit. We ain't to that just yet. I've already made my offer, my verbal offer on this house, which would drastically change, and not because of Mexican Tony and what he was offering, but because of some stuff that we would discover together. By the end of this encounter, Mexican Tony put his offer in on this house, his verbal commitment to buy this house. And it was much lower than the asking price on this thing, which was mine as well. And you want to know what his proof of funds was? First he said something about going and getting the duffel bag out of the truck, right? Hey, I go get the bag. It's all cash. And I'm like, damn, if this motherfucker isn't the epitome of the word flex. And who's going to fuck with him? They probably so heavily connected to some other shit. And I don't say that to be stereotypical, but you got to wonder. But his proof of funds would end up being like he pulled out his phone and he's scrolling through all these pictures of fleet of brand new trucks. And he just pulls out this picture and it's a fucking bed. No bullshit. It's like a rap music video. He's got a mattress full of fucking cash. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm about to quit everything that I know and go work with fucking Mexican Tony. Like, I swear, like, this is the man. So this is the man, is what I felt. I felt like I was George Young in that movie Blow. I hate to be so stereotypical right here, but this motherfucker was, what's the word? Well, he was Pablo for sure. What do they call the boss? El something. Yeah, so anyways, that shit was crazy as a bitch, right? Dude was super about his business. And, he comes into this thing, he's looking at the house, we're looking at it together because, we would discover some stuff together. And it was a really cool thing. So by the time we were all done, he was getting ready to leave, I was ready to leave, and I was talking to him outside. Turns out, no bullshit, this was another crazy thing. So his... one of his guys, I don't know if it was like the structural engineer dude or his accountant dude, his name, because anytime I meet some Spanish folks, I'm always quick to be like, hey, my last name, Guerrero. It means warrior, right? No bullshit. One of his guys, his name was like Joe Guerrero. He was like, my last name's Guerrero. And I was like, what? And I pulled out my Lowe's credit card just to try to be a part of this conversation with this guy who says he can go get the duffel bag right now and is pulling out this rap music video fucking, picture from his mattress. I'm like, yo, I got a Lowe's credit card. I got a Lowe's credit. Joseph Guerrero. And dude was like, yo, that's my name too. So we had a moment right there. El Jefe, El Patron, that's what it is, Israel. That's what it is. El Patron. El Patrone. Yeah, the boss. That's what dude was. And I ended up getting their information. I was like, hey, look, no disrespect, El Chapo. But if I need a roof, can I call you? And he was like, this is what his words were. This guy is just, brilliant. He said, yeah, you can call me. I said, you got a business card? He said, take a picture of the jacket. Because they all was wearing, fuck a screen printed. Like they all had like the nice jackets with the company shit all over. He said, take a picture of the jacket. So I take a picture of the jacket. I said, so I could call you for a roof sometime, maybe something. He says, we do everything. And he says, money is not the thing. It's the quality. And I said, say no more. You already let me know you ain't cheap. Money's not important. It's the quality. I said, shit, for a guy like this, it sounds about right. Sounds about right. So anyways, I got to meet that guy today. And man, you want to talk about somebody being just inspirational when it comes to being a contractor? The stories that this guy who basically introduced me to this guy would tell me, like, this dude gets like entire housing developments, like roofs. You got all the roofs, 400 fucking roofs. Can you imagine that? 400 times on average, let's just say $5,000 a roof. $5,000 a roof, 400 roofs. What is that, $2 million? $200,000? $200,000. Something like that. El Padrino. Thank you, Living Search. El Padrino. That's what old George Young was saying. Rick says, any more Joe Ross in the works? I'd like to do the Joe Ross. Haven't thought about it in a little bit, but definitely enjoy it. So we might make that happen. Now, I did ask the guy while we were standing there just to give me a ballpark. This house that we looked at today was 1,400 square feet. I said, hey, look, let's just use this house for example. If I wanted to get this house sided, how much? He said $7,000. I said, okay, well, he said materials and labor, $7,000. I said, that's not bad. It's kind of high, but it's not too bad. I said, well, what if I provide the materials? He was like $3,000. I was like, shit, all right. Those are fair numbers. 1,400 square feet for a house, not to mention metal coil wrap around windows and trim and all that shit. That's not bad. Is it $2 million? 5,000 is cheap for a roof? Yeah, it absolutely is. So it'd be probably a lot more than that. I was just throwing that number out there. I need to do the math real quick. Because now you got me feeling like I'm way off. 5,000 times 400 roofs. Oh, yeah, $2 million easy. $2 million. The guy's a millionaire. I said 200,000. All right, anyways, y'all ready to dive deep into a house that has a story to share? Let me share the backstory on this house with you guys real quick. So this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house that I want. I'd love to get this house. Now, mind you, when I tell you there's some issues, oh boy, there are some issues. This house was originally listed for $115,000. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400 square feet. Originally listed for $115,000, that price would drop down to $105,000, and it would go under contract for $105,000. It's also a foreclosed home as well. So it's bank owned, and the bank has to agree to what the sell price is going to be, whatever it's going to be. So the house was under contract for $105,000, but a couple of days ago, because I had to do some extra research, I can't just take my new friend at face value. Even though I like the guy, I had to do a little digging on my own. And through my limited chain of sources, I was able to learn that the house had been under contract for $105,000, but just a couple of days ago, that fell through. Now, I went to attempt to go see this house yesterday, but the guy couldn't, this other realtor, this guy that I just met, he couldn't get the lockbox code. He was in communication with the realtor who had the house, who was from like out of the area. But for whatever reason, like the guy was taking too long to get back to him with the lockbox code, and it was raining and it was cold. No, it wasn't raining. It was cold outside. I was like, fuck this. Let's just put it off and do it tomorrow, which was today. So while there yesterday, I was at least able to go around the house and look at it and see a couple of things. And while there, this guy would, in passing, tell me, oh yeah, and by the way, in order to see this house, we have to sign a no harm clause. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Like, we might go in here and break something? And he was like, no, it just means, if a light fixture falls and hits you in the head, like, they can't be held responsible. And I'm like, okay, well, that sounds kind of crazy. But yeah, whatever. The house didn't look like it was condemned or anything like that, so I wasn't really worried about that, but it did strike me as peculiar. I'd never heard of it. A no harm, something like that, like a no harm clause. Ozzy, what's going on? Which shout out to you. Dustin, what's going on? Which shout out to you. Holmes, what's going on? Which I see you right there. Ross, shout out to you. Steven says, check out Home Inspector Joe on HGTV. Is there a dude named Home Inspector Joe? That's interesting. So the guy mentions this no harm clause. I got no idea what he's talking about. But talking to my other sources today, I would find out the house was under contract. The contract fell through. There is this no harm clause or something like that you got to sign to see the property. And they said they believe that was in relation to black mold. And I'm like, oh, now that makes some sense. Okay, that makes some sense now. Because when I was walking around the outside of the house yesterday, I got another video. Can I pull up the other video before we go to this video? So I got a couple of videos, right? I want to preview it. I want to mute it. Hold tight. Can I just like skip through this? Oh, this looks so booty. Like, what's up with this quality? Okay, I'm right there. I know I had to get a picture of this because this struck me. I'm looking over here at things. Yep, I'm looking at the HVAC. Yep. All right, don't worry. I got another video. So if it wasn't that video, maybe it was this video. Preview this. Okay, I got that muted. All right, I'm going. All right, fuck it. We'll go ahead and start watching this. And maybe I've got it here. If I don't, we'll go ahead and watch the full walkthrough in just a minute. Damn, we got 400 people up in here almost. Hey, shout out to you guys, man. I got the chat pulled up right here, too, so I can keep up with y'all. Tim, what's going on with you? Anthony, what's going on with you? We're getting ready to look at a new prospect of a house. So this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, 1,400 square feet. Let me go ahead and pull up the dual monitor. Bing bong. Oh, geez, I got a lot of shit. I got games open. I got Dying Light too. Let me make sure everything's working correctly. Cool deal. We got the house. All right, so folks, check this joint out right here. Now, it's a cute little house in a historical neighborhood. That's a little sketch for me, but this is a neighborhood that is heavily being flipped right this second. A lot of flips taking place on this house. So here's our little house, right? Now she do need some work. This is a sunroom right here, like a little sunroom. You can see where the roof is literally peeled away from the sunroom because this is dropped, right? I would learn today this property's got a tad bit of some foundation problems, but we'll get into that. So this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. The HVAC is from I don't know. It's old. So here's our house right here. I don't even know if I was talking in this. I got it muted right now. This is 95, and there's talk that we could probably get this thing for like 90. Don't know. Okay, so I'm talking about the price. So like I said, this thing was under contract for $105,000. That deal fell through. They dropped the price to $95,000. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400 square feet. Keith, thank you very much, man. Joe Vila all day long. They dropped the price to $95,000. I'm like, yeah, buddy. We're going to offer less than that. So, I don't know what the foreclosure aspect of it is just yet. All right, so we'll just mute me. I can tell you guys more. So this part of the roof doesn't look too bad. This metal wrap around these windows look like shit. Every window in this house needs to be replaced. This HVAC is from 1944. I just made that number up. They say no trespassing. There's cameras all over this thing. Real quick, what we can see, even though the HVAC is super old, we go back to right here. We've got a disconnect on here, and we've got our condensate lines coming out of the attic. So we know we got a heat pump. Not a heat pump. We know we got an air handler or a furnace up there in the attic. So that's a good sign right there. You got a back door right here that kind of looks stupid, but you do got a GFCI covered outlet right here, which you got to pick up on these things when you're looking at houses, because this house needs fucking everything. The only thing that it doesn't need, ironically enough, is electrical. So back door is in a very peculiar spot. The backyard of this house, it's small. Okay. This is aluminum siding that looks like shit. Needs to be replaced at the very, or at the very least cleaned up. Backyard looks like shit. We got to fence this off. This house did have a fence. They literally cut this thing down to the ground. I don't know why they did that. This house don't look too bad. This house don't look too bad. You can't get the full sense of it, but this is a nice, cleaned up area. 10 years ago, you would die on this street. Schofield, hey, thank you very much for that. Artemisia, I know I mispronounced that. Schofield, shout out to you. That means a lot, man. Every window needs to be replaced. This roof is sagging. We don't sag no more. It's 2022. We got to get that joint upright. We're going to have to do some structural work in that roof. But this video is not going to show you the inside of this thing. And again, every window needs to be replaced. Keep rolling this shit. This part of the roof up here doesn't look too terrible, but there's definitely some water spots in the second story, which lead me to believe ultimately the roof is leaking in probably multiple places. We got a dryer vent right there. We got some kind of a drain coming out right there. We're going to come around this side. You got a driveway. That's a good thing. And then we're going to see the electrical over here, which the electrical, like I said, is the best thing this property has. Ironically enough, this property does have decent electrical. It takes me a minute to get this box open. Yeah, it takes me a minute. And then boom. So we got decent electrical right here. Not bad. And then that right there was what I saw yesterday. So you remember I told you that deal fell through? Well, I did see this. Now, this is almost like don't enter. It's a murder scene inside of here, right? When you see something like that, that is as scary as it gets. I didn't even realize it said mold at first. I thought it said moist or moid. It didn't look like an L. I said, there's no way in fuck that says mold right there. Show shit. Show shit. That's exactly what it says. That's exactly what it says. Taylor says, house needs a whole lot of work. Oh, you don't even know the half of it yet. The next video, we're going inside. So, that's a scary sight right there. All right, there's nothing else to this video. So bear with me for 1 second while I switch the VCR around. All right. Let's do the walkthrough. This video is, I think, 10 minutes long. Okay. Is this the walkthrough? Nope, that's another. What the world? Oh, because I opened it. That's what it is. All right. Preview. I got to mute it because I was having a conversation with this guy at first that I'll share. I'm not going to play it, but I'll tell you what we were talking about. So we're getting ready to go into this house, and I didn't know if he knew about the mold situation. Like, I don't know the guy. I like the guy a lot. But I didn't know if he knew about the property having mold and he didn't want to tell me about it, or if he just didn't know at all. I would be led to believe he had no idea about the mold, right? So we watch this. We're trying to get into the property. He's talking to me about something, but I see this sign right here. The release and hold harmless agreement, right? And basically this thing says that, the seller has disclosed to an undersigned that due to condition, the property presents a risk of personal injury or death. That's a pretty crazy fucking thing to have to hear about before going into it. So this could include, without limitation, illegal or industrial chemicals like a meth lab, or mold, mildew, fungus. Turns out, man, it's the mold. So I asked this guy about this. I'm like, yo, what's this? And he was like, oh, I told you what that was in case a light fixture falls on our head. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I ain't really going for that. I already know it's going to be mold. I got my face mask on. I should have probably had a respirator, but to be honest with you, I don't know. You're going to see the mold area, but I think it's probably a lot deeper than just what you're going to see. So we're walking in through the front of this thing, and let's slow down here. So we walk in through the front door, and I got some good images of this coming in. All right. Or I got some good footage of this, but it's really not too much to see. So you come in through the front door, there's a little foyer right here. That's a little foyer area right there. Make sure I'm sharing this with y'all. And then you got like a living room right here. I'm pretty sure this was a living room. So it's kind of small. It's not too small. And this floor is fucking wonky. This floor is super wonky right here. Windows, every window needs to be replaced in this property. Floors fucking suck. You got a little foyer right here, and then I guess over, like a little closet right there, and then the door that leads out to the side yard right there. So I'm talking about the floors being some bullshit. Closet right here. It's just crazy to walk in through the front door and the first thing that you approach is a closet. They got this stupid build out right here. All of this would have to go. This is like a dining room. The kitchen is horrendous. Somebody's already came in here and made measurements of this property. I don't know what that was all about. I've never seen a kitchen where your countertops are the same tile as your backsplash. That's kind of funky to me. But they've got a dishwasher, hard lined, ready for your dishwasher. We can put that in a junction box. I did that at Flip 3. I put that same type of wire. The damn thing's got a garbage disposal. I was surprised to see that. What are those things called? Oh, God, Joe. Remember your terms. What are these boots called? These fern coats? Ah, shit. Whatever they are, the little rubber gasket boots for your plumbing. Not exactly an ideal situation right there, but fuck it. You know, I've seen a lot worse. Yeah, Taylor, the kitchen is horrendous. I'm seeing HVAC stuff right there. Looked like they had some electrical shit going on right there. I guess your refrigerator went right there. Little pantry area. Floors are absolutely wonky in this damn thing. Crazy says, was it flooded? I don't think it was flooded. There's your gas hookup for your range right there. I've never seen, like, this joint looks like a McDonald's kitchen, right? Just a real ugly old kitchen, but nothing too crazy. So we walk into this room. This is a laundry room right here. It's actually a good sized laundry room. If I can find the light switch. Bang. Power's on over here. Again, every window needs to be replaced. We got some surface mold right here. That's not that's okay. It is mold. It's not the worst case scenario. Some surface mold can go away. Like you can scrub it away. Sometimes it can be a sign of some underlying conditions. So you got the water heater room and the washer and dryer room right there. And then here's your bathroom downstairs. And folks, here is our Resident Evil situation. I'm guessing this is why these people pulled out of this deal. Because if you look here, it's all black. And I'm guessing this is probably some sort of black mold, which is probably, and it's not even a guarantee that it is, right? It could be. It probably is. We can see mold up around the sheetrock and shit like that. There's mold on the rafters. How deep is that mold? Like, it's all in the insulation right there. And it's probably this entire fucking ceiling. It might be the entire ceiling of the entire fucking house. Like, you really don't know until you get up there. But here is the deal with that. Hey, sometimes you can tear it all out, clean it all out, and replace it. But if that shit is deeply embedded in them rafters up there, and it's the entire ceiling that needs to come down and get replaced, that could be a major cost for sure. So obviously this lets me know they had some roof leaks that went unattended for quite some time. The ceiling gave out, or maybe they poked this ceiling out during some sort of an inspection. I don't know. But it's not like, and then what I saw, right, if we go right back, play that one more time, run that right, look up, Joe, right, damn it, am I going to see it? Right, oh, show me the other side of that sheetrock, right there. So you can see you can see the mold right through here, right? So that mold has penetrated the sheetrock, like it's deep in there. That's not surface mold. That shit, that's gotta come up. Like, all of that's gotta come out of there. So that's a big fucking deal. But it's ironically, it's not even the worst that this house has. It's not even the worst that this house has. Skull says that house needs to be demolished. Mold around the light switch right there. All right. So anyways, there's a big ass bedroom downstairs. This whole, like, from the outside, I could see through that window, through the wall to the inside of the house. And obviously, because there's a hole right there, like, all the windows need to be replaced. There's tons of drywall work that's going to have to happen. And again, I can't emphasize enough, the floors in this thing, man, they wonky, man. They are wonky. And wonky floors can oftentimes be a sign of shit going on underneath. We got HVAC lines ran through here. We got that industrial duct line going right there, that freaking sheet metal shit. And every bedroom has a closet. So that was the first bedroom downstairs. What I'm looking at is, I'm thinking to myself right here, can this be a master? Is there any way that you can tie that into the bathroom? And you can't, because you got the bedroom, and then you got the washer room, and then you got the bathroom. So I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, could this be a master bedroom right here? But you can't, because not only is that washer and dryer room right there, there's a water heater right there too. So that's a fucked up situation. But none of the houses that I've done so far have had a master bedroom with a master bath. Oh, and I got to go back. I got to go back just a couple of frames real quick, because I'm going to miss something that I'm going to have to share with you. All right, so as we're walking out, we're coming back through the dining room. I'm not going to, right there. I don't even notice it. I don't even notice it right here. I wouldn't notice this until later when Mexican Tony showed up and we would discover this together. Interestingly enough, maybe even a little ironic. And mind you, this thing used to be the hood. Like, this was the hood for real, this neighborhood. You can't even tell, but right here in this closet, there's a trap door right here, right? Looks like a piece of carpet that used to cover up that trap door. So you think to yourself, what was this house really? Was this a trap spot? Super hot, worrying about the cops, got to get out of Dodge. Hey, you go through the floor. That's literally what this was. This was an access to the underneath of the house. Why was that right there? Certainly makes you wonder, right? Certainly makes you wonder, but I won't even notice that until after the fact, and I'll share with you guys once we get done with the full tour. So we're getting ready to go up the stairs. I don't know what that is. I guess that's paint. Upstairs is kind of a interesting thing too, and I still can't get over the fact, if I'm walking back and forth, I still can't get over how fucked up these floors are. Like, God bless it. I'm thinking to myself, there's not enough self-leveling concrete to fix this. Hey, we actually got a decent-sized staircase right here leading up to the second floor. Wait till you see this bathroom. Again, plenty of drywall work, freaking windowsills falling off. This roof actually looks surprisingly okay from this angle. From the backyard, it looked like shit. But I don't see any missing shingles. I see some roof repairs right over there. So let's go look at the second bathroom right here. Welcome to your McDonald's public bathroom. We don't even have a vanity in here. I'm flabbergasted looking at this thing because I'm like, there's a tub. This bitch is prison orange. And there's your toilet. And where is your vanity? As a matter of fact, you can see right here, all they could fit in here was a pedestal sink. And I remember on flip 3, not everybody, but a couple of people said, Joe, your toilet needs to be 15 inches on either side, obstruction free. And this toilet clearly is, 15 inches on either side. But I'm thinking to myself as I'm talking about this, I'm like, yo, this is a horrible situation. Like something absolutely has to be done. I didn't mention this house smelled so pissy. The worst pissy smell I've ever smelled. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, can we knock this wall down? Can we expand this bathroom? Can that be the master bedroom? Funky little, like this whole house has just these crazy colors. Blue, lime green. I thought that this little nook was a cool little thing right here. Decent sized closet in this children's room. This room actually was probably one of the better rooms. And we're about to see some interesting artwork right here. Right here. Don't know. I can't remember what this was. It says Miss Turtle's Mommy. Huh. Actually a pretty good drawing for a kid that was probably pretty young. This room was horrendously pissy right here. Decent sized closet. This would be your master bedroom right here. So this would be the room that I'd be trying to figure out. And I hate that. Like, God, like and then water spots. So we know we got some roof leaks or had some at some point. Maybe mold. There's another guy looking at the house. And that wasn't Mexican Tony, by the way. I'm thinking, okay, can we make this the master bedroom? Pine Saw. Public bathrooms be pissy. Yes, they do. Jersey says that blue paint, Tina. You should really start putting tankless water heater. Yeah, I did a tankless in flip 1. I'm probably going to do a tankless at this house. I got to replace this water heater. We got the magenta with the purple door, though. Probably a kid's room as well. Interesting stains on the carpet. Nothing too crazy, though. Lots of handprints. Good shit. So basically that's, I think, the extent of this. Decent sized rooms. Little small dumbass linen closet right there. That bathroom, super small. I was saying, I can't even imagine what that crawl looks like. Looks like they haven't changed that vent since 1944. Super tiny bathroom. Can we knock the wall out? Can we make this thing an open floor plan? Put a little prison banister, separating the toilet. There's your privacy right there. A back shower, a back toilet. Who got next? You got to open that bathroom up, man, because that pedestal sink, that shit ain't going to work. So again, this house was originally listed for $115. It went down to $105. It went under contract. The contract fell through because of mold. And now it's listed at $95. This was the extent of my tour. And by the time this was over, I made a verbal offer of $85,000, right? Anticipating that it was probably going to be about $80,000 in reno. Well, folks, if we go back to that trap door in the floor, when Mexican Tony showed up with his guys, that's when I ran across that. I was like, oh shit, look at this. Hey, it's a tunnel, right? And nobody found that humorous. But I poke my head in there because it is access to the crawl. And folks, what I seen was so shocking. I had to immediately say, hey, my offer, no good right this second. Yeah, you'd have to do something, Thomas. You would definitely have to do something. When I opened up that little hole in the floor, I looked under the house. There's no vapor barrier. That's the first thing. Electrical lines are just dangling on the ground. All of that needs to be tacked up. The crawl space is in horrendous condition for the simple fact that there are so many fucking bottle jacks underneath of that house. There were like 3 bottle jacks just right there in that general area. And then like 4 or more fucking car jacks under that house. So if I'm looking at 7 or 8 jacks just right there in that little area, Houston, we got a major problem. That entire floor has to come out of that house. And that whole thing basically has to be rebuilt on the inside from the foundation up. You've got to pour footers. You got to put pier support under there. It's a lot of work. Probably joist repairs as well. Brand new subfloor. When you get into that type of work, basically that was flip 1. Exactly what we had to do over at flip 1. We had to do all of that. At flip 3, yeah, I had to replace some joist. I had to replace subfloor. But I didn't have to pour footers and do pier support. That just wasn't a part of this. They've got jacks literally sitting on fucking dirt. They've got 4x4 posts as piers sitting on dirt, which you can't do. So Mexican Tony would see all of this as well. He put in an offer of $73,000. And then I told the dude, I said, hey, look, first of all, I'm not going to be the one to cut Mexican Tony nuts. I said, that's not going to happen. And second of all, you know, I'm telling him, I'm like, damn, man. I said, this is more your speed. I'm just meeting you, but this is definitely your speed. You got dudes who can come in here and do this shit. I said, I'm me and one guy. Maybe my buddy and, you know, his folks if they come down. But I didn't feel comfortable, cutting Tony's nuts on this. So Tony's offer was $73,000. The dude would tell me, he says, hey, look, it's not a guarantee that Tony's offer is even good because he deals literally with straight cash. You can't take that to a fucking bank and say, this is, you know, you need accounts, you need shit like that, which I'm sure the dude's got. So he was telling me, he was like, if for whatever reason he can't get it, for whatever reason, not saying he ain't got the money because he definitely got the money cash, but if for whatever reason he can't get the house, then we would be the next offer, you know, to put in on this thing. But at the same time, with the amount of work that this thing needs, it's quite a bit. So basically it goes like this. If 73 is the number, and the bank's not even guaranteed to take that. They ain't guaranteed to take it. They got the house listed for 95 right now. They're going to feel like they're going to get that. They're going to feel like they're going to get that. But if you can get it for 73, you put 100,000 into it. You got 173 tied up in it, and maybe less than 100,000. But let's just say you put 100,000 into it. You're into it for 173, 175, rough estimate. You turn around and you sell it for 220, maybe even more than that. You know, those are good numbers. You could probably come in less than 100 grand, and you could probably sell for more than 220. So you definitely got some room to do something. But that's it, man. That's the house. It's a big old fucking mess. In terms of one other thing I'll share with you guys real quick, I'm getting ready to wrap this up. In terms of, you remember the big old mess of a house that I shared? The flip gone wrong with the permits problems and all of that, the electrical all dangling everywhere. That house was originally listed for $145,000. Folks, they just dropped the price on that house by 25 grand. It's now listed at 120. I've been in communication with my mentor, and we're of the belief that thing potentially is going to continue to go down. And maybe it gets to a point that makes it a lot more worth it. Or maybe it doesn't. But we'll run it. We'll find the next one. We'll find the next one. Aussie says that profit don't seem worth it. I want to share this before I get up out of here. People may hear these numbers that I spew out. These numbers are not the gospel. These are what I consider my rough, safe numbers, like worst case scenario. And really, it's a best case scenario if you think about getting that particular house for $73,000. That's a best case scenario. And probably a best case scenario also thinking that it's a $100,000 renovation, because it could be more than that. So the safe number is usually what I'm going to say is like the ARV, the after repair value, the after repair sale price. Of course, you're going to try to come in for cheaper than what you anticipate. But at this point, because I've always underbid a lot of things, now I just throw crazy numbers out there that give me at least a little bit of margin for error. $100,000 in a renovation, right? And, okay, you're into it for $173,000. If you can turn around and sell it for $220,000, that's a $37,000. Is it 37,000? 173, 22, 23. That's a $43,000 profit. Of course, you're not going to see all of that, but maybe it's more than that. Just my thinking. LPTV Watcher says, Joe, your numbers are always too low. You're right. I anticipated that Flip 3 was going to cost what? $30,000 to renovate? $30,000. And I went over that by 20, almost double. 27,000. It's 57,000 on the renovation over there. But I'm still going to make a fair profit. And as I wrap this up, hey, Rick, thank you for that right there, man. That was nice of you. As I wrap this up, I want to share this with you too. Look, this is, in my opinion, this ain't like it was maybe a couple of years ago. Everybody thinks, and I was of that same belief, and I've been in this for 2 years now, no expert, but I'm seeing it. Everybody thinks you can get rich in this real estate. You absolutely can. You got to find the right shit. You definitely got to find the right shit. We'll find that. We will. Benton says, buy more crypto. Somebody was trying to give me crypto the other day. I said, man, you could take that shit and do something with it. No news on Brian number 1. I'm sure he's out right now. Thomas, shout out to you, brother. Look, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to rock with me on this thing. Man, we had like 400 people watching this. I greatly appreciate that. I don't have a video for Joe Does Stuff this evening because everything that I was going to share in the video, I've shared it with you guys on this live stream. If you joined this late, ooh, that's rough right there. If you joined this late, definitely check out the replay of this because I think that this was pretty interesting. I do got a video that I'm trying to get up on After Prison Show that I think is a pretty good one. But it looks like it's still having issues. I'm going to try to get that video up this evening, and I'll be back to kick it with you guys probably tomorrow. I'll have a video for Joe Does Stuff. Thank you so much for taking the time. You guys have a great evening, and I look forward to talking.